New on Curiosity Stream.
With my infrared drone, I can see what others can't.
Drone pilot Doug Thron uses his bird's eye view for the ultimate good, saving animals from desperate situations around the globe. Join the rescue effort on a new season of Doug to the Rescue. And
You captured a Confederate steamboat?
We're taking the ship to freedom.
an enslaved crew, a stolen vessel, and a Civil War dash to salvation on impossible escapes. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Cardiff, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. Scan Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Real quick, a comment says, my baby mama just gave me my hoodie back 6 months after we broke up.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, but at least you got it back.
You did get it back.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I feel like most clothing, if you were in like a relationship, you get back.
Except your hoodies.
I just lost the hoodie.
Yeah,
Quick one.
All right, today we toast Jose Luis Uriostegui. He is the mayor of Cuernavaca, Mexico. And yes, that was very difficult for me to say. Anyway, Jose, along with about a dozen dignitaries, if you want to call them that, city council members, other local officials, well, they gathered earlier this week to celebrate the inauguration of a new footbridge. And the bridge itself, it's a hanging bridge. It's made of wooden boards, metal chains, and it had recently been remodeled as part of this new Riverwalk, all right? So they have spent a lot of money trying to come up with kind of a natural preserve, if you will,
Sure.
Just south of Mexico City. So this bridge had existed, but to kind of update its aesthetic, to go with all this other new stuff, they go to this bridge and they're celebrating. Well, anyway, after a typically grandiose speech, the mayor and his cronies, they got to be the first to traverse the new bridge as TV cameras rolled. Yeah, the bridge collapsed in about 5 seconds, sending the mayor and the others plunging approximately 10 feet into the stream below. I believe the video is going to be posted.
Oh, yeah, that's there.
Oh, yeah.
That one's crazy.
Just check out the video. They said there were some small injuries, but I'm sorry. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Mo. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Mo, you understand how this here game is played?
I think I can figure it out.
All right, you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Well, who doesn't do interior?
All right, this story does not take place in the butt. Doesn't even involve a human, really. But here's the story. We go to Indiana, where two Shelbyville men, they set out on the Ohio River in search of catfish. Well, they got the prize catch, plus something extra, an unexpected surprise in a 20-pound fish's stomach. Richard Kessler says he took his friend John Hoop out on the boat. Over the weekend, the two were hoping to catch John's first blue catfish. Richard says the fish was actually the first catch of the day, and after John reeled it in and netted it, they realized something was off. Quote, "We noticed when we got it on the boat that the stomach was huge." Well, they assumed it was eggs or maybe some wildlife that the fish had already eaten. Not uncommon. So the two went on fishing. They caught two more catfish before Richard took a closer look at the catch of the day. And he says when he pressed on the stomach of the fish, he felt two hard objects that he knew were not eggs. Well, when the pair got back to Richard's home, it was time to find out what was inside of the fish. Quote, we decided to cut it open, and we found a foam ball, part of a fish, and this other object. Well, the other object was something unexpected that the fish had somehow swallowed after the item made its way into the river. Quote says, I have no idea how or why it ended up in the river. A little more comically, Richard's wife and 3-year-old daughter were there for the big reveal since his daughter likes to help with the fish. And he says, when it came out, my wife and I started laughing. My wife immediately covered my daughter's eyes and turned her away from the fish. Ooh. Which now begs the question, what did they find inside of this fish? Was it a gimp mask, a ball gag, a dildo, or Benoit balls? So gimp mask, ball gag, dildo, or Benoit balls. One of those four was inside of this sexy, sexy catfish.
Well, first we got to start out with the fish, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What do you think, Ted?
I don't know. Because the Benoit balls, you wouldn't know what that is unless you know what they're specifically for. So I don't see a reason you take it, don't look at a kid. So to me, same with the gimp mask, that would be weird. I'm stuck between dildo and ball gag.
You are.
I'm going ball gag.
Ted's going gag. Mo, I'm going dildo.
Hey, I just wanted to hear you guys say it again.
So what do you think of Mo?
Was it a male fish or a female?
Do not know.
well, let's go dildo then.
Okay. All right. We're going to find out what this fish swallowed. A gimp mask, a ball gag, a dildo, or Benoit balls. Next.
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them. We study them. We hope the big one never comes. Don't look up. It's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick. They even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, so interior decorating the category and profile of this. We got Indiana men. They went fishing. A little catfishing action. They caught a big one. Real big, like they thought something was inside the stomach of the catfish. It was just unusually big. So they took the prize catfish home and decided they're going to cut that bad boy open and find out what was in there. Did it in front of the one of the guy's daughters. But as soon as the mom saw what the catfish had actually swallowed, she covered her little girl's eyes. So the question is, what did the catfish swallow? Was it a gimp mask, a ball gag, a dildo, or Benoit balls?
And Mo, that is the question we asked you, but let us begin with the Ted Smith.
Damn it.
The Ted Smith, you went with the old ball gag.
I did.
The fish just had that in its mouth. I want to let the other fish know. Not in the belly. How about the freaky stuff? And Mo, you agree with Miles that it was a dildo.
Boom!
Yeah. All right. You win, dildo.
That's called noodling right there. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the men's room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. We got a Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah?
The Jim is.
Okay.
Seth Meyers. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there in the title. These guys, they have teams of talented writers to help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joking from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
A man in the UK has set a new record after he drank at 56 pubs in 24 hours. Guinness calls it a world record. His wife calls it a problem.
Seth Meyers.
Ted Smith.
Fallon.
Well, get this. A man in the UK has set a new world record after he drank at 56 pubs in 24 hours. Yep, Guinness calls it a world record, while his wife calls it a problem.
Miles, you're right. I finally read that article. He did drink other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Entertainment news. Cole Sprouse today posted a naked mirror selfie. And if you haven't seen it yet, just lean over and look at your wife's phone.
Myers.
Kimmel.
Smith!
Damn it.
Damn fine. Yes.
Bam.
Moderna announced a new version of their third COVID booster that's 18 times stronger and provides longer-lasting protection, which sounds less like a vaccine and more like an advertisement for Right Guard deodorant.
Fallon. Kimmel.
That's Fallon.
Moderna announced a new version of their COVID booster that's 8 times stronger and provides longer-lasting protection. Which sounds less like a vaccine, more like an ad for Right Guard deodorant. But still...
The CDC this week raised its monkeypox alert to level 2. Though if you want people to take it seriously, don't change the alert level, change the name. Monkeypox, it just sounds too cute. Monkeypox. Oh, you guys want to get it?
Either Myers or no. Myers. Fallon.
Myers.
The CDC this week raised its monkeypox alert to level 2. Though if you want people to take it seriously, don't change the alert level, change the name. Monkeypox just sounds too cute. Monkeypox? You guys, should we get it?
Yeah, it doesn't sound as threatening.
It really doesn't. You put monkey in front of it, monkey business, monkey wrench.
Yeah.
Monkey bars.
Elon Musk is threatening to walk away from his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. Sounds like he's pretty close to saying, I'm so sorry. My 2-year-old took my iPad and clicked buy.
Fallon.
That's Fallon.
Elon Musk is threatening to walk away from his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. Yeah, I feel like Elon is pretty close to saying, I'm so sorry, my 2-year-old took my iPad and clicked buy, so I didn't know. So we're cool, right?
So Amazon is going to have a series about A League of Their Own, the movie. Well, not about the movie. The series based off like the actual true events that happened.
Okay. All right.
You don't remember A League of Their Own is about the women that played baseball during World War II because Major League Baseball stopped and a lot of people went off to fight in World War II. Like, Ted Williams.
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah.
So they're making a fictional show or documentary?
I guess it's a docudrama. Because A League of Your Own is based on true events, but...
Right.
Correct.
Based on...
Amazon says the series, quote, invokes the joyful spirit of the original, but it also takes a deeper look at race and sexuality, following the journey of a whole new assemble of characters as they carve their own paths towards the field, both in the league and outside of it. This part I think is actually really cool. There's a character reminiscent of Mamie Johnson, a real-life pitcher who wasn't allowed to play in the women's league because she was black. But she ended up being one of the few females to play in the Negro Leagues.
Okay.
Right? Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that means you're good.
If you saw A League of Their Own, there was a brief nod to her in that movie. She was the black woman that shows off her impressive arm when throwing an errant ball back to Gina Davis.
Okay. Yeah.
So the movie kind of gave a quick nod. Like, we got it, right? We got to acknowledge, like she couldn't play in the league and stuff. But yeah, so I'm like, basically, yeah, there's going to be more stuff in there. And A League of Their Own, I don't think really.
It didn't, because no one walked away from that movie going, man, historically, that's interesting. And I don't think that was the point of the movie. But I get that there's.
No.
That Madonna, man, oh man, she got me thinking history.
You know what's so funny is people reference A League of Their Own all the time, and like there's no crying in baseball. But I always forget that that's Tom Hanks, and what a piece of ass that character is.
Oh yeah. And he rarely plays a piece of ass.
Not anymore. He's got to have graduated. When's the last time anybody in here watched A League of Their Own?
Oh, God. It's been a while. 25 years ago.
Mike, what do you watch it every weekend?
Like a couple of weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yep.
Madonna.
Yep.
Tom Hanks. Quite the lineup.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a powerhouse lineup.
Well, the lady had never seen it before, and I was just like, okay, we're going to...
All right, that's fair.
It was the weekend that I got COVID.
That's completely fair.
It was the weekend that I got COVID. She hadn't seen it. She was like, pick a movie. I said, okay. I know that I'm going to have to fight if I ask you if you want to watch this one, so I just turned it on. Great movie. Loved it.
I'll tell you what, whenever you do take your honeymoon, will you just do me a favor?
Talk to me.
Watch Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's on HBO. I got to watch it. I even looked at it. I was like, it's right there. Okay. It's about to happen. It's about to happen, Ted.
This is kind of weird. A character on Bridgerton was recast, right? So basically, it's Frances Bridgerton. She's one of the sisters, but she hadn't seen much screen time. So Francisca, excuse me, was in a few season 1 episodes, but before leaving to, quote, visit her aunt in Bath, which is a city.
Right.
Then, as we see in the first 3 episodes, season 2.
Struggling a bit, man.
I don't know why. I'm very worried about this segment now. So Ruby Stokes was the actress playing her, but which got a lead in a new role for the Netflix show called Lockdown and Company. So basically, she had to leave because she was going to do another job.
Okay. Well, she wasn't getting much screen time anyway, right? So,
right. That's what's kind of weird about this. Is generally right. Like if the character's not getting a lot of screen time and they leave to do something else, you wouldn't bother. But they're like, for some reason, we want to bring this character back now, so they recast him.
Is she gonna be pissed if whoever gets recast gets a ton more screen time?
I don't think so.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, because she kind of left on her own and this and that, and they're all on Netflix.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right. Good point.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, Netflix will do that, kind of like I always say about HBO, right? Like if you've seen if you've seen The Wire or Oz or Treme or the new one, We Own the City, like you'll see a lot of the same people come.
All those guys, man.
Yeah, or even Entourage, right? Like, there's a guy, I knew him from The Wire, but he showed up on, I forget his name, on Entourage. But yeah, they'll use the same people just in different roles. And to their credit, like, I always forget, you get so used to seeing actors doing wrong. Some of these actors are great because they play completely different roles.
It's like Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan. As far as if you see a Christopher Nolan film, there's a couple of different people I can almost guarantee
Johnny Depp.
Somewhere. Well, Tim Burton goes to Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Christopher Nolan, who's the guy that plays Venom? Tom Hardy shows up a ton. Leonardo DiCaprio shows up a ton. Like, obviously, these
Same
are
with
his
the Coen
guys.
brothers. They do a lot of that.
Frances McDormand.
Yeah.
They basically keep her ass and blow it.
Well, it helps.
Hey, you want to win an Academy Award?
That's his wife, but yeah.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Basically, he just picks up jobs for her. So, yeah.
That'll definitely do it.
Pretty sure they are.
Also, like, I can't say his name because it's kind of hard to pronounce his first name. His last name is Esposito. Basically, if you've seen Breaking Bad, he's Gus.
Giancarlo.
Is that how you say his name? Giancarlo?
Giancarlo Esposito.
All right. That guy's an amazing actor. Because you realize he's also the head of whatever the firm is for the Seven and the Boys. And he's always like,
oh, yeah,
Vault.
yeah.
Vault.
Okay.
Yeah, Vault Industries. Yeah, I was watching the 3rd episode of The Boys last night, and I'm like, wait a minute. I realize I really love this guy. And, like, everything, if he's in a show or a movie, or a TV show, I feel like I end up watching it.
Well, then. Funny you should say that. You should watch, which one is it? The Mandalorian.
He's in that too? He's in everything.
In the first season, he's in it. I don't know what else he's going to have to do. And he's tough and scary in The Mandalorian. Right? He basically plays that same kind of, I don't care what you tell me. You'll notice I have no emotion about it. And clearly, I already know something you don't. Like, that generally seems, because even on The Boys, right? You can go in and you're mad about something, you slam stuff down, and he stays cool. And he'll ask you to close the door. And then, very calmly, he levels a threat at you that's blood-chilling, right? But he's never, like, upset. It's just not something you should do again. Basically, it's the same thing in Mandalorian.
Right, so
he's a bad guy, right? And he's kind of on a mission to do something, but, people are shooting stuff at him, and they hate his guts, and he's like, that's fantastic. I'm going to keep hunting you. So, whatever.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, in Breaking Bad, there's some points where he's a little more hands-on. But yeah, for the most part, that's what his roles are. It's like, you're scared to death of him, but he never seems to
You never see him do anything. It's just understood that he can make something happen to you.
Right, and if he says something to you, like, just listen. Right?
Right.
Yeah, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if he was working at McDonald's and goes, I think you should have the Big Mac. I'd be like, I'll take the Big Mac.
I absolutely will.
Yeah, I'd never want a chicken nuggets to eat anyhow tonight. Some sports from last night, NBA Finals. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Like, I think that series is going to go 7. They're just all blowouts.
They are blowouts, but it's weird because, game 1 went to the Celtics, and I'm like, man, the Celtics had like an out-of-body experience in that game. And look, they're good. They're in the finals.
Correct.
Game 2, remember telling my wife, it's like Golden State is going to mop the floor with these guys because of what happened in Game 1. And Golden State's that team. I thought Golden State would get on a roll. No. Boston's like, Game 1 was not a joke. We're going to beat the living hell out of you again. So I don't know what happens in Game 4.
I think it just flips back. I think Golden State finally starts hitting buckets. I don't think Klay Thompson is going to miss that much again.
No, he won't.
Like, he just couldn't play last night. Draymond couldn't even put a layup back in, so it was pretty bad. But after that game, I was like, oh, man, the Seattle Thunderbirds, minor league hockey, they're in the finals against, I know it's the Oil Kings. I'm still calling them the Oil Cans. But good game. Third period, there's like 2.5, maybe just under 3 minutes. T-Birds are on the power play. I will also say, I like playoff hockey, but man, like tonight I'm going to watch that Rangers game, but it is funny watching like this level of hockey and then going back to the NHL. Like, it is so fast.
Oh my God, yeah.
But so anyhow, they don't score on that power play. It's 3-3. There's 30 seconds or 40 seconds left. It's like, if that, it's like, oh man, we're going to overtime hockey. I have my phone in my hand going, do I still call it free hockey? And damn, if Edmonton didn't score, to put them down 3-1. 4 seconds left. Yeah. I mean, it was just brutal. And I mean, credit to the fans. I mean, that ShoWare Center, like, I know how many people fit in there. That place was rocking.
Good,
it was
man.
loud down there. So T-Birds, I mean, look, at this point, you know, Mike said it earlier. You got to throw everything you have. Throw the kitchen sink. I don't know if you have any trick plays in hockey. It doesn't matter, because if you lose, you're done.
They can't afford to lose this next one.
They can't. That's what you said, Mike. They can't afford to lose this next one.
They can't do that at all.
Thank you, Yogi Berra.
Jesus. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to the Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them. We study them. We hope the big one never comes. Don't look up. It's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick. They even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Washington man decides to get insurance for his car a half hour after he crashes his car. Then a strange story about a woman who went into a coma after going to a local bar. Memphis man steals woman's car, tries to sell it back to her for $3,000. A footbridge opens in Mexico and is a blooper reel deluxe. And someone stole the glazed and confused donut mobile. It is time for a headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, our top story, we go to Mexico, where a local town was about to open up their newest bridge. We may have covered this a little bit earlier today. The bridge that walks pedestrians over a scenic stream in the area had recently come up for a rebuild, and when it was completed, the town's mayor wanted to be there to be the one to officially open up the wood and metal bridge up to the public. Unfortunately, as he and about a dozen other inaugural crossers made their way over the bridge, it collapsed, sending them all on about a 10-foot fall to the empty stream bed of rocks below. There were no critical injuries, but some did have to be treated for broken bones and head wounds. Good times. In other news, it
is brutal how fast that happens.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
But they even said there may have been more people on the bridge than the bridge was designed to hold.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing.
But you had to do the press conference and blah, blah, blah,
I mean, I've been in a sporting event with a bunch of people leaning against a railing that broke. But I mean,
you were there?
Well, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. We were on the front row.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just saying, it is weird when like that happens.
Bam, yeah.
Yeah, like when you're on that bridge, because you're just like, oh, no, it's fine. It's a bridge. And
it's new.
Yeah.
In other news, a man in Tennessee landed himself in handcuffs after he tried to give someone their car back. To be fair, he had stolen it from the woman earlier, but reached out to give her the option of buying it back. The woman was contacted by a friend of a friend on Facebook saying that he would give her car back for the low price of $3,000. They agreed to the price in the meeting spot and then called police, who closed in and arrested the man.
I cannot believe how stupid this guy is.
I know.
Right? Like, you call the person you stole it from, you admit that you stole it. If they agree to give you money to get it back, wouldn't you assume the cops are going to be there?
Right.
That's one.
Come on, man.
You could get more than $3,000 for the car if you just sold it to somebody else.
Apparently, he had time to message him back like, hey, why are the cops closing in on me? Because you're extorting me. I like how the headline said, man steals car and attempts to sell it back to owner. It's like he didn't attempt to sell it back. He held the doggone thing for ransom.
Right. He said it's like kidnapping. I have a kid. I'll sell him back to you.
Right. We go to Canada, where a man takes the national title of moronic D-bag of the week. This is a terrible story. His fiancée sadly took a massive tumble off of a rooftop bar, landing on her head on the pavement below. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition and was given about a 10% chance of survival, so they put her into an induced coma as one of her only chances of living. 3 months later, she woke back up and her recovery was on track, but there was one thing missing: her fiancé of 4 years. Turns out that he had abandoned her and had found himself a new lady to call his own and never contacted her again.
4 weeks.
In fact, the only contact she'd received concerning him came from his new girlfriend.
Jeez.
She's come out about her ordeal and is still mentally recovering from the abandonment.
I bet she is.
And remember, he have you seen a picture of this woman?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'd wait.
Yeah, well, right. They were engaged for 4 years.
Right.
Right. He was already dating the other girl.
Right.
Oh, you know.
More than likely.
Of course.
You're not going to
think
about that.
Right. That doesn't happen in 4 weeks.
And he blocked her on social media, so even when she came out of the... She couldn't reach out to him.
Right. Now's the opportunity, Jacob. I'm the one awake. Goodness gracious. To the Netherlands.
Can't believe we got this blessing. It's not a blessing, man. She's in a coma.
Right.
Piece of crap.
To the Netherlands, where they have a bit of a seagull issue. The one making the headlines is an unfortunate taxi driver whose car is now trapped due to a single bird. The animal made a nest between his windshield wipers, and despite efforts to relocate the nest, the gull continued to rebuild the nest and has now laid an egg inside of it. Due to the fact that the bird is protected in the area, the taxi is now trapped until it relocates.
So he's got to wait for this thing to hatch.
Exactly. Well, you remember when that happened just over here off to the side. They were doing something here on top of the parking garage over here at work, and they couldn't get their rigging down because seagulls had come over here in the area, and they had nested. They had nested on this rooftop over here.
Wait. Seagulls are that protected?
Yes. They're migratory. I think.
All right. I mean, now, whatever.
Yeah.
Why are they protected in the Netherlands? It makes no sense.
Right. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thanks, really appreciate it. We'll see you next on the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app. Get ready for Dirty Big Dummy. That's coming up.
Yes, indeed, it is true. But in the meantime, well, we'll be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so, give or take. So until then, please do what you do best, and for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.